Hi, welcome to Blank and Dinner. This is the show where we're going to talk about politics, LGBT issues, and anything that takes our fancy over some damn good food. So let's get started. I am preparing some chicken wrapped in parmesan, stuffed with cream cheese.
So I read today in the news that it is unlikely, but not necessarily in a way that it couldn't happen at all, that Jeremy Corbyn actually might have a chance. And then Theresa May is saying some not so good things in lots of interviews.
She did an interview today with Andrew Marr. So one of the questions he asked her was about whether or not she thought that gay sex was a sin. To which she promptly answered, no. I don't trust her. Not one bit. This is somebody who has voted consistently against LGBT rights for years and years and years and years. Since 2003, right back, apart from having voted, in favour of gay marriage, she's consistently voted against gay rights. Yeah. Well, the thing is that she's a career politician, She will do whatever it is that needs to be done for her own advancement. And anybody who can constantly just switch from one opinion to another and switch again and switch back, that's not somebody you can trust.
Well, I think this election is not as clear, or the outcome of the election is not as clear as Theresa May thinks. I think there's lots of risk for her along the way. It's a long time to June.
I think that Jeremy Corbyn has a lot of work to do if he actually wants to win.
Well, I don't think he can win an outright majority, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Lib Dems doing extremely well with all people who voted to remain and gain quite a lot of seats. And if he managed to do well in Scotland and win back those 40 odd seats they lost in the last round of the election, they might just have enough for a coalition.
So, another fun thing that happened in the world of entertainment today, well not today but recently, Kim Kardashian's bum has been brought into question once again. Is it too big?
And you're asking me for an opinion?
No, I'm not asking you for an opinion. An opinion has been given. Apparently, a doctor has decided that Kim Kardashian's bum is too big. I say, leave the woman bloody hell alone. Right?
How can a bum be too big?
Well, she's a very voluptuous woman. Mm-hmm. She's curvy. But, that's positive. I think that's a positive thing. I think, we live in a society where, you've got to look this way, you've got to have flawless skin, you've got to be, stick skinny, especially as women. If you see those billboards with women who look, unreal, and that they've been photoshopped to within an inch of their lives, and, nobody could actually walk around and sustain themselves if they actually look like that. The media goes around saying, "Ooh, she's put on weight." Well, she's had a baby recent. She's a mum. Come on, leave Kim Kardashian's bum alone. So the other celebrity that's come under fire earlier in the week, Victoria Beckham.
Okay, what has she done?
Well, she hasn't done anything.
Oh.
She appeared on the Queen's Honour List. She's been given an OBE for her contribution to fashion and charitable work, right? Because she's done lots of charitable work. She's at work. Yeah, since 2014, she's been a Goodwill ambassador for HIV/AIDS charity. So she's gotten this OBE now, and people are like, well, You know, we've got nurses out there, we've got doctors, we've got soldiers, we've got all sorts of people. Why is she getting an OBE and not all of these people?
Yeah, I find it always a bit difficult. It's true that you see lots and lots of celebrities constantly getting those sorts of, awards, don't you? But then I think people don't see the hundreds and thousands of regular nurses and people and other volunteers getting similar awards, which just don't attract immediate attention.
I suppose you're able to nominate people, aren't you?
Yeah.
To the list. So I guess people need to nominate people. I mean, David Beckham, obviously, he got his a few years ago. Jessica Ennis Hill, the athlete, she also was alongside Victoria Beckham. She got a CBE for her contribution in athletics. But, and then nobody really talked about that.
Yeah.
Why should she get one? Is that a worthy cause? I don't know. Part of it is obviously, what the media decides to report and how it's, how it's delivered how it's packaged for people. And I think people like to tear people down.
Absolutely.
As well.
It's just jealousy. I think so often it's simply jealousy.
You think it's jealousy?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's just the case of, people just think that if you're a celebrity, if you've got a celebrity status, you're just not entitled to certain things.
Yeah, and I wonder how much of that is actually jealousy. It's so much easier to look at somebody else and be, jealous in what they have and what they have achieved, instead of asking yourself what I can do better to get where I want to get. And I'm not saying that there are not lots of people out there who, have it really hard for some really good reason, and it might not be as fortunate. I totally agree, but I'm very confident that they are not the ones complaining about those sorts of things. I'm sure it's people who actually could change something, but they don't. So 100 days. It's 100 days Donald Trump. And apparently, according to his speech, he was hugely successful in those 100 days.
Yeah, but of course he's going to say that. Every single time Donald Trump opens his mouth, he praises himself for something that he's done.
Or not.
Or not done. And it's quite funny because obviously, in the months after, immediately after he became president, he constantly talked about, saying things like, we said we were going to build a wall, and we're going to build a wall, and here's the wall coming, and the wall is going to happen soon, but maybe not now, and perhaps
never.
Maybe in the future. Well, he's not going to say never.
No,
he still says. I noticed that actually you don't really hear him talking about this wall anymore.
No, it's not going to happen. But also when you look at other things, repeal Obamacare and so many other topics where he's gotten absolutely nowhere. But now, guess whose fault it is? It's Washington. It's the swamp in Washington is obviously not his fault, because he is obviously such an amazing negotiator that he can't get the Senate and Congress to do what he wants to do. It's really interesting. One of the commentators in the US actually was saying that his speech yesterday was the most divisive speech he has ever listened to from a sitting president, and that is deeply troubling.
If you think about his sort of supporters, these people who were sort of behind him, regardless of anything he said or did, or in fact actually took everything he said or did as being right. Some of these people are starting to fall away.
Yeah, but apparently just 4% of the people who voted for him are regretting that I voted for him. I would have expected significantly more. It's fun to watch. I still struggle to see how he's surviving the first 4 years.
Well, if he does and Theresa May wins the election, who knows? We might be getting American chicken coming over here very soon.
Chlorine chicken.
Chlorine chicken.
Yeah. And anyways, I really don't know what a trade agreement between US and UK should bring, because apparently there are really low income tax, import and export taxes anyways in either direction. So not necessarily would anything change significantly. So how many more days do we give Donald Trump?
I don't know.
Does he make another 100, or do we see through the entire year with him?
I think he'll make it through the entire year.
I think you can really see that he's now milking the North Korea conflict because that gives him something serious to do. He should become good friends with Theresa May.
Well, he is good friends with Theresa May. They even hold hands
That's
sometimes.
very true, actually.
This is what I'm saying. If Theresa May wins, we'll definitely have some curry and chicken to look forward to. Yeah. So there's this really interesting video that I spotted on Instagram, right? It's this guy. The handle is something like Physical or whatever, but we'll put the link on the bottom of the screen so people can look at it. But so he was doing this amazing pole dancing in a tube train, and he literally did the pole dancing and then he stood on the ceiling.
Off the train.
In the tube. But it's not a London tube, it was like a New York subway or something like that.
Yeah.
It was just totally amazing.
Oh wow. I tried to picture how he stood on the
Yeah,
roof.
well, I will show you.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that now.
Yeah, but it was pretty good.
Well, I think we ran out of wine.
Yeah, so I guess we're done.
That's it.
Yeah, good night.
Goodbye.
Thank you for joining us.
Cheers.